All right, welcome to Resilient Minds Podcast. Your co-host here, Demel Dumas, and
And I'm Robert Lira.
Rob. Would you like to tell us a little bit about where we're recording at?
So we're recording in Buster's Burgers here in Crosby, Texas. We've been in this building since 2017. We've been blessed enough to be in the market this long. Restaurant's number one selling industry, right? So we've been open for 9 years, and I had zero restaurant experience.
So, what brings you to the Crosby area?
Just it was kind of convenient and the price. So I originally opened in Huffman, and then we moved to a bar. And my accountant at the time called, said that people were retiring, so we ended up moving over here because a lot of our business is actually behind us.
And what can you talk more about? Like, what kind of got you into like the restaurant like business? Why burgers?
So burgers is just something I had learned from a guy that I had originally partnered with. Eventually, we ended up going our own ways, had different visions, but I stuck with it because you can get creative and stuff like that, and everybody loves a good burger.
Everybody, yeah. So, and give us a little bit about your background, man. Kind of what you did, up until now. What kind of drove you into that entrepreneurial, aspect? Like, basically, your why. Why you left what you were doing and why you're doing what you're doing now.
Okay, so I used to work actually in a lot of warehousing in the food industry, Tyson Foods, the Bat Food Service, grocery supply. I've been operations manager. I've done a lot of training and developing people, and eventually I just kind of was missing out a lot on my kids, growing up. And I'm sure a lot of people that have worked jobs feel the same way.
Yeah.
And I decided it was time to kind of either move to days or move on. So then we ended up going to the move on route.
Okay.
Now the restaurant, I see food, I want to go try it, I want to eat it, and it just didn't match up. So my goal was always to one day open a restaurant, and I did.
So, would you say there was a passion there for food? Would you say you have a passion?
I have a passion for eating food.
I think we all. I think that's where we kind of get in trouble, man. We all kind of have a passion, for eating food and tasting different things. So yeah, man. No, that's awesome information, awesome background, story about why you do what you do. You told us about what you do and where you came from. And that's some awesome information. So I'll just kind of transition into talking a little bit about what I do in my company. I haven't been on this entrepreneurial journey as long as you have, but I started my company. I have a trucking and logistics company here in Houston. We are named Mel Jr. Trucking and Logistics. We do a lot of drayage work. We do a lot of flatbed work, some dry van work. We haul a lot of different loads and a lot of different things. My company is named Mel Jr. Trucking. It's actually named after my dad. I am not Mel Jr. My dad is actually Mel Jr. And he always had a dream, man, to start his own, trucking company. He always had a dream to, get an 18-wheeler. And he managed his CDLs, man, his whole career. Never got the opportunity to really do it. So that's kind of what drove me. That's where my passion and everything comes from, with naming my company to honor my dad. And I felt like it was a really great thing I could do as far as to make him, proud, man, and make him proud of, and really work on something and build something, to represent him, So that's kind of, how it all started. And I had some family that was in trucking already, kind of giving me some insight on different things, and we transitioned. My wife and I transitioned from Louisiana. I was born and raised there in a small town called Vacherie, Louisiana. Yeah, a lot of people don't know it, man. Hey, you blink twice and you already through it, man. Yeah, it's right off the river road, man. It's a small town, but I love it, man. I love the small town feel. I feel like when you grow up in a small town like that, man, you get a different aspect of life. Everybody's more family oriented. It's not like the city hustle and bustle. Like I'm from the country, man, and everybody's like family. Everybody knows everyone, and it's just a different feel. So we transitioned. Here, I was in corporate America. We transitioned. My wife and I here. She's a veterinarian here, in the Houston area now, And so we transitioned, and it's been great. A great opportunity for both of us. I just feel like Texas is a large market.
Yeah.
Much larger than what I was in, much
Mhm.
larger than where I came from, and it's been wonderful. Any questions?
Yeah. So you say you transitioned. Where did you come, or where did you transition from?
So my most recent job was I was with United Rentals.
Okay.
I started off in like the sales operations aspect in Louisiana. Man, I still remember my branch manager and I opening, this new branch for United Rentals. So I interviewed, I got the job, and man, awesome people, awesome team down in Louisiana. Great, vibe, great mentorship, down in Louisiana. Some of the guys, man, that I worked with down there, man, from the lower level on up, like everyone was just genuine.
Mhm.
I enjoyed it. I really appreciated my manager out there. She took the time to kind of, I had no idea, about the rental industry at the time, and she took the time to break everything down. She took the time to train me, teach me a lot of different things, and that was great, man. That was wonderful. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
We transitioned here to Houston, and the support and things I felt like wasn't the same.
Yeah.
I felt like it could have been, better, but it wasn't the same as, being in Louisiana. So that's kind of, where I came from.
So you think when I mean, everybody's heard this saying, right? Everything happens for a reason.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
do you think once you made that transition and it kind of didn't feel the same, is that what kind of sparked you to go ahead and make the jump into the entrepreneurial world?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I think that was a huge spark. That was a huge spark. That kind of, lit the candle.
Yeah.
And made me start thinking like, hey, like, man, if I'm going to be doing this, if I'm going to be working this job, then why not try and build something for me, for my family,
Yeah.
for us to be proud of, so I think that definitely worked like that. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else would
Um, Man, you covered a lot.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah,
you covered it
I
all.
know, man. I want to kind of let you guys in on a little bit of my background and kind of, where we were at, so we
Yeah.
can share, man. So you guys can see that we are just like y'all.
Yeah.
We everyday walk of life. We're average guys, man. We're not multi-millionaires or anything, but we want to be relatable, so you guys can, to give you guys some encouragement, hopefully,
Yeah.
but just to show, like, we go through some of the same struggles.
Every
We
day.
all go through
Every
some of
day.
the same struggles, man.
Yep.
And speaking of that, we joined Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Business.
Yep.
Both of us are alumni
Alumni.
now. Would you
Cohort
like
38.
Cohort 38? There we go, man. Cohort 38. You
Yeah.
want to be great, you'll be in Cohort
Cohort
38.
38. Yeah. Yeah.
So, man, can you share a little bit about, Goldman and why you joined, and that's how we met,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So Goldman Sachs, 10,000 small business program. One thing I loved about it is it's not theory. It's based on our actual business. I've done different courses in the past, such as Wharton University's executive leadership and stuff like that. That's all theory.
Yeah.
Dale Carnegie is another great one, but again, that's theory. So the difference, or the main difference with the Goldman, was it's your actual business, your everyday numbers, and they define basically your business. They teach you how to redevelop your foundation,
Yeah.
be more specific on certain things,
Mm-hmm.
and help you understand. I think as new business owners, without the education or proper upcoming, so to speak, they teach you how to look and dig into things. They put you in focus groups.
Yeah.
And the focus groups were huge because you're in different industries, but you learn that you run into the same issues. You have the same problems, right?
Yeah.
The industry affects all of us in different ways, so we got to see how that kind of worked. What
No,
about it?
that's awesome, man. That's all awesome, great, information, about Goldman. I joined Goldman and applied for it, because I wanted to understand my business. It was a little intimidating in the beginning, because, like, you guys, y'all seasoned business owners,
Yeah.
and here it is, I'm coming in with my baby business. We've only been operating now for 3 years, and a lot of you guys are 5, 10, 8 years in business, and here it is, I'm just starting out. So but I wanted to, understand that foundation piece and really understand my operation, understand, how I need to build it, understand, operations, people, finance, look at my numbers, and Goldman provided a lot of that for me,
Yes.
man. Goldman, it really dissects your business and breaks everything down. And man, I'm thankful, like we weren't in the same, focus group,
No.
man, but ever since like Goldman, we talk every
Every
day
day.
now,
Yeah.
since,
Yeah.
and man, it's just awesome. You meet some awesome people in Goldman, and like our BAs, our business advisors.
Man, yeah.
Man, they were really influential in a lot of the changes and stuff that I made in my company. Talking to you guys, and that was what's so great about it. Because we would mix it up, and then you can get a fresh set of eyes on your business.
Yes.
Like you guys would come in and we would switch it up, and then, hey man, look, this is what I see going on, or this is what I see happening. And that was amazing, man. An awesome experience, awesome experience. And that's where we came up with the idea for Resilient Minds. This is our logo here.
Cool.
That's where we came up with the idea. We were talking and brainstorming, and we felt like, hey, we need to get some stuff out there, man. We need to, do this, and we share some of the same values. Would you like to talk more about how we came up with Resilient Minds and what it stands for, kind of?
Yeah, so Resilient Minds took us a little while. We had tons of names, tons of ideas. So to kind of just work it down, narrow it down, we ended up eventually coming up with Resilient Minds, because being resilient is what makes you different, right? So not everybody has that resilience built in them, that tenacity. So when you're an entrepreneur, you definitely have to be resilient. And there's also other people like single moms that had to be resilient because they had families, they had kids to raise, or there's people that have been in prison and then they come out and they're trying to work their way back into the real world. They have to be resilient because not everybody's going to give them an opportunity. I mean, drug addicts, ex-drug addicts, right? Like trying to walk into to walk away from that life and get into the new one is really hard, because sometimes there's certain things that trigger them, right? The stress, the oh, how am I going to get this, or the money, and there's a lot of different trigger points. So a lot of that kind of stuff that I've seen growing up, and kind of been through as far as when it comes to the business aspects and stuff like that. I think that's like, okay, resilience is key. If you want to be successful.
No, that's awesome, man. And you said something one time when we were, chatting, and it was like, resilience is my superpower.
Oh yeah.
And man, that's an awesome saying, because a lot of times, like with this entrepreneurial journey, and I know we're not just basing it on that, but with this entrepreneurial journey, you feel lonely, and you have to keep pushing, you have to keep going, and that's one thing that we aim to do. Like with this channel, we aim to inspire, we aim to encourage. We want to lift people up. We want to make people feel, that they can keep going one more day, that they can keep pressing forward. Because that's what we want to do. That's why we built this podcast, that you can come here and get some encouragement. If we can encourage you guys, to keep on going, to keep on pressing on, then that's what we want to do. I played football, throughout college and everything, and one thing we had was leave it better than you found it. So if we can get our viewers, man, to come here and leave better than what they came, then that feels like an accomplishment. There. So.
Yep. And we're also offering like round tables if people are stuck in their business and they need ideas, or they need to get over a hump, or they're not sure what to do. We want to be able to put a live podcast together with some of our circle and try to help you out. You see people every day on the internet, $10,000, $20,000, we'll help you out. So we're willing to help you out, because that's our goal, to try to help the next man and pay it forward. Because again, like we've been blessed, especially again with the Goldman Sachs program. If you own a business, man, that's something you definitely want to look into. Because again, that's probably, out of all the different educational certificates that I got, that was probably the best one for me, hands down.
No, I agree, man, and it was definitely awesome, and
because you got your MBA, right?
Yes, I have my MBA, and honestly, I feel like I've learned a lot more about running my business and working on my business and not in my business from Goldman. I believe it was like 12 modules that we go through, and they really break it down and hone in, and you take a deep dive, really, into your business, man, and it helps. it helps bring back a lot of that passion. So when Rob says that we're offering the help, this is something that we're passionate about. This is helping, lending a hand, getting out there and really encouraging people, not just entrepreneurs, like he's saying, man, we want to help, everyone that feel like they might need some encouragement, there. So yeah, man, but we hope that you guys continue to tune in, to the channel, and we hope that you guys continue to watch our content, and you can come here and receive something, from us. But don't stop there. Send us a message if you want to send us a message, man. Send us a message, and we'll respond, and we can definitely chat it up and maybe talk about it, on camera, man.
Yep. And any ideas or any stories you have that you want to share, but you're kind of nervous, or don't know the platform to get it out. I mean, use us, use us to your advantage. Because we
have a Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all of that stuff, man. So we'll be posting. I hope that you guys check us out. Click, like they say, click like and subscribe.
Yeah, click like and subscribe. And then we'll also have our website where our podcast will be, and our merchandise, resilientminds.io. You can go out there, check out our sweaters, our workout shirts, our mugs. Everybody needs that shot of coffee
in the morning, man. Hey, yeah, definitely. But no, thanks a lot, man. We really appreciate it. Thank you guys for tuning in with us, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Yep.